Hi, um, I wanted to eat an avocado toast. So, cook with me while I make an avocado toast and tell you what I learned today about overthinking. I know overthinking is a very big problem in my life, and if it is in your life too, then I think this information that I learned today from YouTube will help you a lot. First, let me get the avocados, and we will get Kanchki plates because I learned that whenever you are eating or whenever you are doing things alone, if you are living alone, if you are so we sometimes forget to clean our room. We sometimes don't present the food nicely in our plates just because it's with us. Why do we need to be performative? But I learned that even if you don't have to show anyone your room, it needs to be clean because that sends a signal to your subconscious mind. And you must have heard people say that the condition of your room directly says a lot about the condition of your internal clarity of your mind or something. We will today present our toast in a kanch ki plate instead of steel ki plate because why not? Yeah. First we have the avocado. What was I talking about? Yeah, I saw a really nice 20-minute long video on overthinking and how to stop overthinking, how to control yourself, and all of it. So, I am going to tell you what I learned from that video. Okay, first of all, I will cut this avocado in the nice classic way, which is really nice because I've seen it in reels and I love the way they cut it. I love the way they cut it. So there are basically four types of overthinking. First is first is worry. Second is intrusive thoughts. Third is over planning and over analyzing. And fourth is rumination. We're going to talk about all four of these. No. I only had. This was the last avocado I had. Shit, what the hell? This might happen to your brain if you don't take care of it. So, first of all, you need to take care of your mental health. So, let me think about something else. To teach you about the four types of overthinking and how to overcome them. First is worry. Worry is when we think about what could go wrong in the future. And I'm teaching you from my notes, so I might take time to understand what I've written because my handwriting is very bad. So, worry is what could go wrong in the future, and we keep thinking about these scenarios where we keep finding these reasons and all of the scenarios where things could go wrong. The solution to it is every day set a worry time of 20 minutes. I know, personally, I struggle through this thing too. I keep worrying about every little thing, I keep worrying about every possible way things could go wrong. But what this Didi on YouTube taught me is you have to have 20 minutes every day just so that you can worry about things. In that 20 minutes, you have to take a journal, you have to take a pen, and you have to keep writing everything you are scared of happening, everything that you worry about that could go wrong. तुम्हारे पूरे दिन का worrying should only happen in that 20 minutes. अगर तुम अलग टाइम पे if you are studying, if you are talking to someone, if you're watching a movie, if you're working out, or you start worrying about things for the future, You have to tell your mind that no, stop. We are going to discuss this thought at 5 o'clock, which is our worry time. Not right now. Let me focus on this. And I think I have not tried this, but I think this will help me a lot because मैं जब lectures attend कर रहा हूँ मेरे, या फिर मैं किसी friend से भी बात कर रहा हूँ, या फिर मैं workout भी कर रहा हूँ, तो I start worrying about things that are completely different from what is happening in the present. If I'm working out, I'm worrying about something that is completely not in correlation with this. And that is when I know that I'm going into that loop of worrying. So I think this thing is going to help me a lot. Schedule a worry time. Second, intrusive thoughts. Intrusive thoughts are like, what if you're walking somewhere, मुझे ये intrusive thought बहुत बार आया, I'm in McDonald's or something and I'm passing by the people who are eating, एक फ्राई उठा लूँ क्या, एक फ्राई उठा के भाग जाऊँ क्या, इसको मार के भाग जाऊँ क्या, what if I hurt someone else, what if I do something I'm not supposed to. And the biggest thing about this intrusive thoughts is the more you try to fight them, bigger they get in your mind. Because when I tell you don't imagine a pink elephant is exactly what you will imagine in your mind, right? So you can't fight these things. You can't. You just can't. So what solution this Didi told me was cognitive diffusion. Every time you think an intrusive thought, name it. या तो उसको कोई इंसान का नाम दे दो, आहन. Every time you have an intrusive thought, name it Ahan. Oh, Ahan wants to do this. No. Ahan, not right now. Go away. Simple. Every time you want to pick a french fry from someone else's plate and run away and eat it, say Ahan, no. Shut up. Next. Third type of overthinking is over planning and over analyzing. This takes up half of my day. Over planning and over analyzing. Over planning is when your brain runs scenarios, makes lists, rewrites messages, and tries to avoid mistakes. Trying to control outcome. So basically, your mind is trying to control an outcome. When you enter in a conversation, your brain is trying to bring something out of that conversation. But some conversations are meant to just be enjoyed. That is what I learned from that Didi, which I was doing wrong in my life. Every time I went to someone, I talked to someone, I tried to have a certain outcome every time. And whenever I didn't get that outcome, I used to feel anxious, which was wrong. You need to let things be like they are. What you can do here is trust yourself that you can handle it, no matter whatever the outcome is. So for this, you have to build a really large catalog of proofs that जब भी तुम्हारी लाइफ में कुछ अनसर्टेन हुआ है जो नहीं होना चाहिए था, you have been there for yourself, you have stood by yourself, and you have brought yourself out of that situation. You have, मतलब in short, you were very strong that वो situation तुमने handle कर ली. You have to have proof. If you don't have, just sit there, take a book, write down all those days where you thought that your life has ended and there cannot be a way out of this situation, but you have found your ways out of those situations. That is a really self-esteem boosting activity, and I really like to do that when I feel low in confidence and when I feel like I'm not strong enough to handle situations. Over analyzing, as I said, the tone. This happens in people who have anxious attachment styles, abandonment issues, and all of those things. So we over analyze things, we over analyze the tone, we over analyze the text, we over analyze the time it took for someone to reply, we over analyze their facial expressions. Sometimes we over analyze every small thing which is not supposed to be analyzed. And then we map out scenarios in our head that this person is gonna leave us, this person is so annoyed by us, this person is so tired by my complaints and everything, and this person is feeling trapped by me. This happens a lot of time with me because I have an anxious attachment style. And what I have learned about is that no matter how much reassurance someone gives me, I will always feel that they're gonna leave me. And this I learned a very hard way. It cost me relationships, friendships, and no matter my friends or relationships and anyone told me that I will be there, I just couldn't trust them. I just didn't have that trust, and yeah, I used to push people away. But that is a conversation to have some other time. Coming to the last type of overthinking, rumination, dwelling on your past mistakes. Oh my god, rumination has been a source of life sucking activity for me. Rumination is basically when you constantly in loop keep thinking about your past mistakes and how they have ruined your life, and how if you could have done things better, if you could have talked, if you could have used this words, if you could have talked differently, if you could have behaved differently, आज तुम यहाँ नहीं होते, and you could have been somewhere else, somewhere above from where you are. But this is completely unnecessary. I used to do that कि मुझे उसको ये बोल देना चाहिए था, मुझे इसको ये बोल देना चाहिए था. I should have talked like this. I should have not listened to disrespect. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. And that takes up a lot of your energy, and you are completely exhausted, and you don't have time and energy to do anything else. And जो वो दीदी ने YouTube में सिखाया is instead of thinking about what you could have done, identify what your value in the situation is. So basically what she was trying to say was, उन्होंने एक example दिया था. She said कि सपोज यूर अ पेरेंट एंड तुमने अपने बच्चे को डांट दिया, तुमने बहुत चिल्ला दिया, एंड यू आर फीलिंग वेरी बैड कि मैं तो बैड मॉम हूँ, मैं बहुत ख़राब माँ हूँ, मेरी वजह से ये हो गया, मेरे बच्चे पे मैंने चिल्ला दिया, एंड यू कीप रूमिनेटिंग ऑन इट. इट वॉन्ट हेल्प यू. वॉट यू कैन डू इज़ एनालाइज योर वैल्यू. You are thinking like this because you love your child. You care for your child. You don't want your child to be hurt because of you. And you have extreme love and support for your child. So that is your value. So you are ruminating because this is what you think about yourself. So that is a good thing. That is positive. And take action. Taking action is apologizing, fixing things, and trying to change your mistakes if possible. But apologizing is the main thing. Since I've learned this thing, I have also made like mistakes because of my attachment styles in my relationships and my friendships, and I have always been the one to apologize because I have pressured a lot to my friends, to my relationships to constantly reassure me, and that has made people exhaust me, being with me. But take action. If you think you've made a mistake, apologize. If you think you've made a mistake in your professional life, try to fix it. Try to compensate for it. Or if you can't do anything about it, just stop. Tell yourself it was okay. Mistakes is how we learn. I'm a human, I made a mistake. But this mistake is never going to be repeated ever in my life again. I will not ruin one more good thing because I have learned the lesson from this mistake. So yeah, that was 4 types of overthinking, and these were the solutions to it. मैंने तो आज ही सीखा है, तो आई थिंक आई एम रियली हैप्पी दैट आई केम अक्रॉस दैट वीडियो एंड आई एम गोइंग टू अप्लाई ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स इन माई लाइफ टू. And I think you should apply all of these things in your life too. And yeah, see you in another video, and thank you so much for watching till the end.